Hello, explorers. Welcome back to The Accidental Explorer.
Hello, explorers. Welcome back to The Accidental Explorer, where we rip the surface off the stories others are too scared to touch. Today, we're heading straight into the heart of Nagaland's biggest, busiest, and most controversial city, Dimapur, a city booming with growth, diversity, and deep, rising tensions. We're asking the bold question, who really owns Dimapur? And trust me, the answers are layered with history, bloodlines, tribal pride, and a dangerous tug of war over land and identity. Let's begin.
Dimapur wasn't always this big, this chaotic, or this politically sensitive. Before it became Nagaland's commercial lifeline, Dimapur was a tribal land belonging to the Dimasa Kachari kingdom. Even the name Dimapur is said to originate from the Dimasa word Dimapur, meaning the city by the great river. But today, the city is not just home to the indigenous people, it's a melting pot. Nagaland's only railhead, a highway hub, and a magnet for migrants from across the Northeast and mainland India. With migration came business. With business came wealth. And with wealth came the fight for control.
Here's the controversy. Nagaland is governed by Article 371A, which gives special rights to Naga tribes over their traditional land and resources. But Dimapur? It's technically the only district in Nagaland without an inner line permit ILP system, making it open for non-Nagas to enter, settle, and even own property. And that's where the sparks fly. Tribal bodies have long argued, our land is not up for grabs, Dimapur is not for sale. But in reality, non-tribal populations, especially business communities like Marwaris, Bengalis, Assamese, and illegal immigrants from Bangladesh, have made Dimapur home for decades. And now even some non-Naga tribal groups are staking claims to land and political voice. So the question isn't just who owns Dimapur, it's who's being pushed out of it.
From Rangapahar to Burma Camp, tribal bodies have reported growing numbers of illegal encroachments, often by migrants who settle on forest land, riverbanks, or tribal plots. There have been eviction drives, protests, and even violent flashpoints. In 2023, tribal organizations demanded that the ILP be extended to Dimapur. Why? Because they believe Dimapur is being demographically infiltrated. A senior Naga leader once said, "At this rate, Nagas will become a minority in our own state capital." Let that sink in.
This isn't just about legality. It's about identity, about ancestral pride versus economic survival. The non-tribals say, we've built businesses here, we've lived peacefully, we are part of Dimapur. But the tribal voice says, you are guests on our land. Don't mistake hospitality for weakness. Some Naga youth groups have openly accused non-tribals of trying to mainlandize Dimapur, changing its culture, eroding its tribal character, and manipulating land laws through backdoor deals. And here's where it gets dangerous. Ethnic profiling, targeted threats, and the ghost of communal violence looms heavy.
The Nagaland government has been walking a tightrope. They fear losing tribal support if they ignore land encroachment. But they also depend on non-tribal revenue, businesses, and national funding. Proposals to extend ILP to Dimapur have stalled repeatedly. Illegal land deals continue, and political leaders, mostly silent. So the city burns slowly, with anger, mistrust, and tribal resentment bubbling underneath.
Is it the Dimasa kings of the past, the Naga tribes who claim ancestral rights, the non-tribal settlers who built markets and homes, or the illegal immigrants no one wants to talk about? The answer isn't easy, but what's clear is this. Dimapur is a city at war with itself, a city that's growing but losing its soul, a city that welcomes all but can't protect its own, a city that might one day become a flashpoint for ethnic unrest that could explode beyond borders.
Explorers, this episode wasn't just a history lesson. It was a warning. The fight for Dimapur is real, and it's not just about land. It's about survival, belonging, and the right to define who we are in our own home. So I leave you with this question. Who owns Dimapur? And who's losing it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share this episode. Let the world know what's happening in Northeast India, because silence is complicity. Until next time, this is The Accidental Explorer. Stay alert, stay grounded, and never stop asking why.